Tech Tools in the Second Grade Classroom. Hello, I'm Alice Lee. I teach second grade in Bethel, Maine. I'm here to share some of my favorite ways to use tech tools. Using my MacBook to connect with the world around us. That is my featured tech tool number 1. I am using my MacBook to connect with GoToScience. My laptop and GoToScience help me bring science to life for my students. Beth is a teacher and Curtis is a scientist, and they started a web-based science program for kindergarten to second grade students. They will be taking us on 3 different science missions this year. Our first mission is to Thailand. I will let them explain a little more about the mission.
Hey everybody, welcome to GoToScience. I'm Curtis, I'm a scientist.
I'm Beth, and I'm a teacher, and we're thrilled that you're joining us here in mobile headquarters from Thailand.
Yeah, Thailand is a country, and what we can show you on our globe.
I love this kind of map. It shows the whole world. The blue parts show where there's water, and the other colors show where there's land. We came from Maine, right up here. It's yellow on this globe.
It's not really yellow.
Not in real life. And then we traveled all the way to the other side of the planet to Thailand, which is sort of that pinky purple on this globe.
Yeah, it's not purple in real life either.
No, it's not. But we're here to test our hypothesis that there is a resident tiger population in Huay Kai Kang Wildlife Sanctuary.
And while that's easy for Beth to say, we often just shorten it to HKK. That makes it a little easier. Well, scientists have known for a while now that individual tigers pass through HKK from time to time. But what we don't know is if there's a resident population or a group that's living there.
In addition to the excitement of the mission, they, at the end of the mission episode live stream, they answer questions live.
Awesome questions. We see that the CPS second grade scientists are brought in and answer questions. And if you need to go through science, just type them over here, click submit, and we'll answer all that we can there.
That was really exciting for our students to be mentioned live. More ways to connect with GoToScience on my MacBook. There are pre-mission materials, including a bird guide of birds in Thailand that we check off the birds featured in each episode. We have a connection to a 3D printer in the art room across the hall, and we are printing a tiger print that Beth has put on her 3D printed wonders. We are also doing some dancing and learn brain breaks. And very exciting, we're doing some Publish It activities, which are giving us a chance to do a lot of writing. Using the Smartboard for student engagement and formative assessment is the featured tech tool number 2. An example of using Kahoot to check for student understanding of odd and even numbers. You can see there that they all understood that 13 was or is an odd number. You can create your own Kahoot on the site. You can create your own using questions from the question bank. You can use an already existing created Kahoot, or you can use as an entrance or exit ticket to a lesson. I have been really enjoying that Kahoot has a polling feature to check for understanding. So at the end of the lesson, I can create a slide or a poll that asks them how they're feeling about the lesson, if they feel that they need a little more practice or they've really got this. And the nice thing is at the Kahoot, under my my site, I'm able to see which students need a little more practice. Using the iPad for student engagement and computer science skills, That is my featured tech tool number 3. An example of using our iPad to practice and document our computer science skills. You can see here that the students are having some fun with an unplugged Hello Ruby lesson. That is on the left side of the slide, and on the right side they are working on a code.org lesson. Here is an example of using code.org to practice computer science skills. Students find the code.org activities very engaging. The unplugged learning documented for reflection. I'm using Seesaw, and students are uploading the pictures of the unplugged activities for documentation and reflection. We did a Hello Ruby dance loop. We did a universal remote control activity, as well as a peanut butter and jelly algorithm. This second grader, Callan, works best on his own. Some of the activities we use are pair programming, but sometimes they can be used individually. He's working on a progression of skills, algorithms, sequencing, loops, and debugging in this lesson. The computer science and computational thinking skills, the unplugged lessons introduce the key vocabulary words and the standards. The code.org lessons do that, as well as cross-curricular activities. They have a main activity, journaling, and extended learning, all listed. How to not use technology. These are some key ways, I think, to not use technology in the classroom. Unsupervised, on non-educational sites, without a purpose, as a babysitter, to do an open search. And I think it's important to balance screen time with other activities. And I think it's important as well to not have technology act as a replacement for the teacher. Opportunities, barriers to use these tools in my classroom. I am very fortunate to be using these tools in my classroom. We have great Wi-Fi and I have access to all these tools. I feel very fortunate. Barriers, our iPads are getting old and some of them have been having problems. They are not updating anymore, some of them, and we are talking with our new tech director about purchasing some replacements. Our smart board projector needs maintenance and the bulbs are getting old as well. One other barrier is just having students get comfortable signing in. That can be cumbersome at first. They need to have that growth mindset and perseverance when using technology, as well as just in general. A special thanks to Slides Carnival for this template, Unsplash for the pictures that were not mine. I did talk to Beth from GoToScience, who told me to freely use all the information about her site and let people know about it. It is fabulous. I also thank Kahoot and Code.org for just putting a lot of energy into providing wonderful resources for young learners.